So these are Corvette Coupe. What year, Steve?
70s.
70s? Isn't that crazy? Oops.
78.
1978 says right on it. See, I told you it's gonna be silly. So anyways, welcome. So tonight on Time Warp Tuesday, we're gonna be talking about classic cars, and I have Steve here. Can you believe it? He came in to help me because I'm completely moronic when it comes to classic cars. And so by having him here, and we started a few minutes early, but that's okay because people will be jumping on in a minute. With him here, I feel a little bit more comfortable, especially when it comes to cars, because Steve knows more about cars than I do. Plus, he does constant research on them. Plus, you get to see his face, and you don't get to see it all the time. So,
Don't get used to it.
don't get used to it. Silliness.
It's my day off.
Yes. So, anyways, this weekend is the Woodward Cruise, and I'm going to back you guys up a little bit so we can both be in here, and then I might pull you back up forward. So, this weekend is the Woodward Cruise, and so I thought it very appropriate to talk about classic cars and the things you might need to have a cool inside of your car as well, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of it is that when these guys go to these car shows and they park their car for the day, they want it to seem like when someone walks up and looks inside the trunk or inside the car that, you know, they're taken back in time. So they want all the little accoutrements, the little accessories, the aftermarket accessories, the dice. They want,
Hi, Mom.
You know, the flyers or the brochures for the cars. They want the manual.
The manuals. You know,
They want all that to display with it, in it, on it, around it, so that it looks, even let's set up a little picnic scene or something like that. So it just is very reminiscent and takes you back. Hello, Marilyn.
So we're going to talk about different things that you can do for your classic car or what you can expect to see this weekend when you're at Woodward Cruise. Now, we will not be there on Saturday. However, we will be there on Friday night. I get the honor of cutting the ribbon cutting for the opening ceremony of the Woodward Cruise. So it's a lot of fun, right? So you'll see me there Friday night. But so why not? We'll talk about different cars. First of all, check this out. How cool is this, right? So Steve, where do you think this came
This
from?
actually would have hung in a dealership in the late 70s, early 80s.
So the Chrysler symbol would have hung in the dealership in the late 70s, early 80s. Check that out. Isn't that cool? I love that. Now, this could easily sit in the back window of a vintage or classic Chrysler.
Put it on an easel alongside of it. You could display it, you know, in
Actually,
your
that's not
trunk
a bad idea.
compartment. You could do it anywhere, but the bottom line is these guys want this kind of stuff for both displaying in their man cave or garage in their basement, or they want it to display with the vehicle itself.
So, isn't that cool? I love it. So, things that you get from dealerships are always fun. I started out by holding this up, of course, and this is the Corvette Coupe, the 1978 Corvette Coupe, and I love it. Is that a Corvette Coupe?
No, that's a Thunderbird.
That's a Thunderbird, yeah. So it's got more.
I'm sorry, that's that's the original Corvette.
This is the original Corvette Coupe, and hello, Chrissy, how are you? So anyways, isn't that cool? Now, you can't really put this in your car, but you can put it in your man cave or your house or your garage or whatever. And then I grabbed this down. This is a cool one. I just love these old vintage cars. It's only $10, but this is a paper ad, right?
This is something as simple as a magazine ad that someone cut out and framed, and it makes excellent wall art.
And so if I'm going to hold it a little bit closer so you can see because of the glare, but isn't that cool? I love it. I know several people who have that car. Is that what Bobby has? No, it looks like it.
Bobby has Chrysler. But,
So check this out. So something that you can wear, especially if you have a Ford, right? This is a Rat Fink.
It's a Rat Fink.
This is a Rat Fink shirt, RF, Rat Fink. The 40 floor. I was going to wear this, but it's too tight on me.
This is 1991. They made them all through the 60s and 70s. Some of them can have significant values.
Yeah.
But they made this type of stylized caricature for pretty much every year and model of car there was. So, of course, the guys want to always find the one that relates to their vehicle. This is 91 down.
Oh, it says 89 right there. So this is 89. It does say 91 down there. I don't know, 89 to 91. And this would be cool. It'd be great. People would probably stop and comment on your shirt if you wore something like this. You know, because it's always fun. Hi, Melanie. Is it Melanie? Hi, Melanie. How are you doing?
The thing of it is, too, is a lot of these guys, when they're out there, or they're at these shows, or they're out on Woodward for the cruise, they're with their little clubs or their groups, and they have awards and contests within their group or between a couple of groups. So you want to have anything that's going to make yours a little more special and maybe make it, you know, win that prize.
So if you have a 1970 Chevelle, you could get these and put them in your... Because these are what he's talking about. When they do their vintage cars that you see in Woodward, they want it all encompassing. So that way you feel like you're stepping into that time frame with that car, and having the dice is really cool.
You from actually helping the ladies with the clothes, you know, accessorize, accessorize.
Absolutely. And then some of the other cool stuff is like the old emblems, right, Steve?
Yep, the old emblems. I mean, they want them for the cars, but they also want to just put them on a shelf, put them on
It's too big.
Nameplate or a wood backing and hang them on the wall.
Isn't that would be cool? So your Studebaker would already have this on it, so hopefully, or if you need it, we have it. But getting an extra one to sit up in maybe your dashboard or something, that's always cool. But we carry all different kinds. Like, what is this? Honda? What's this one from?
I'm not sure.
But the lightning bolts.
And you got to remember too that a lot of these companies made promotional items like cufflinks, pendants, watches that would have the various logos and models.
Speaking of which,
we've had the Gremlin cufflinks before, which were pretty cool.
So, what happened? See, I knock stuff over, right? I knock stuff over all the time. So, speaking of earrings, now these, I gotta show you these. Here, hold on for a minute. These are...
interior medallions.
They're the buttons, right?
Well, they went in the interior upholstery of 80s Cadillacs.
Of 80s Cadillacs. So, and you can see the two sides right here, but what we've done for people, and we did for a while, is we popped those off and made these earrings for the ladies.
You make cufflinks out of them, you make earrings out of them.
So if you're cruising down in a Cadillac, it'd be cool to wear Cadillac earrings, right? So I gotta tell you, one year...
You just throw them out the window like Mardi Gras.
You could throw them out, but you might hurt somebody, so don't.
Or you might see boobs.
Yeah. So, you know, it's funny because a couple of years ago we went to the Woodward Cruise because friends of ours own a business on, and it was so funny because her mom showed up in her, what was it, teal, Michelle's mom showed up in a teal,
I forgot about that.
It was a Rolls Royce, a teal Rolls Royce, and she was wearing all teal. And it was like pastel teal. It was hilarious. So it was, she matched her car. It was fantastic. So what about these, Steve?
Oh, these are once again the manuals that would have gone with the cars when they were new. You'd have bought them, you'd have got them from a dealership or bought them secondary market. But the graphics, they just are they scream the era that they're from. And to display that in the trunk of the car or on a display outside of the car at one of the car shows or in the parking lots, it's just something that guys like to do.
Isn't that cool? And I mean, even if you're not a car person, hello, look at those graphics. Those graphics are fantastic, 1950s. But, you know, just having this layout in your, if you have a 1950 Buick and having this just layout, it adds to the atmosphere.
I don't know if you remember a few years ago, I had a little stack of guest parking passes for an Oldsmobile plant.
Yes.
And we had all these guys, one came in and bought one, but he let all the guys in his Oldsmobile club know that we had these, and they all bought them so that they had vintage day passes for the parking lot of the Oldsmobile plant. And they just thought it was the coolest thing to add character or credence to their vehicle.
Mom, didn't you have an old Firebird? Why do I feel like you had a Firebird? Check this out. So this is a Firebird. It's, what does that say?
87.
1987. Now I know you had a Mustang in 87, but check that out. Look at the symbol. I love it. And then the Buick service manual. But we have hundreds of service manuals, don't we, Steve?
Like, we got them going back to the 1920s.
1967.
Fisher body.
Body by Fisher, it says. Body by Fisher. Hilarious. And then the Ford car. The 1958 Ford car. Isn't that crazy? I love them.
But this is basically how these guys repaired their cars themselves.
Yeah. And not only that, we sell a ton of these because as throughout the year, getting your car ready for the Woodward Cruise or any of the cruises, the Gratiot Cruise, the Harper Cruise, because we are, you know, a car state. So, 1958, look at that. So cool. Ford car service manual. But they would go through here and they would fix or build or fix their own cars, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Well, a lot of the companies, Ford and GM and all of them, Mopar, Chrysler, they all made their own aftermarket fluids, paints, and all those types of things. And the guys like to have the bottles and cans if they're driving a GM product. They want
Randy.
the GM stuff out there.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you for joining us. Carol Ann, thank you for joining us. So these are stickers.
Stickers can make a car.
Like stickers, they
your,
can.
Your purists would have a fit if someone had a sticker on their car.
Yes,
but
they would.
There's other people that think it adds authenticity.
Or maybe you don't put it on your car, you put it on in your garage, on your different tool boxes, stuff like that.
It's a thing.
You know, it's so cool. And
Lots of guys do.
So we've got those. Now,
But
tell
like
me.
these are just something as silly as just a little Mopar paint. You know, you
Mopar
find
paint.
these in the glove boxes of the cars all the time. But they just want to set these on shelves near it.
So I got to show you. Look at his shirt. It says Detroit Muscle, right? We'll check that out. It's got the same B in it. Isn't that hilarious?
These are repos. They're not originals.
I might be thinking of the 280Z. I'm talking about when you were younger, though. I thought you said you had a Firebird or a Trans Am, maybe? I'm not sure. I can't even remember yesterday. But she said that she had a 280Z. I'm not sure.
That's a Datsun.
The Datsun 280Z. But these are newer. Kind of repops, but not really repops. But they'd be cool to put into
They're
your...
still authorized.
They're authorized, yes. So down here it says right here, Dodge is a registered trademark. So these are authorized.
Well, ever since Dodge started, Chrysler started making the Hemis again, they've really gone out of their way to make a lot of the old advertising available in reproductions.
You had a Malibu. So what kind of cars did you have growing up?
I had a 71 Cuda, I had a 65 Mustang, a 67 Mustang, a 69
Talk
Camaro.
louder so they could hear you. So you had a Cuda, right?
I had a 71 Cuda,
So which car, if you could pick one,
my 71 Cuda.
your 71 Cuda. You've always wanted to do your Cuda again.
Yeah.
So my mom had a Malibu.
Mhm.
You had a Cuda. I had a Yugo. Isn't that hilarious? Why would I have these out?
That speaks volume.
I know, right? The stereo was nice. Anyways, so I'm kidding, by the way. Why would I have these out?
Well, a lot of the cars back then had factory 8-tracks or aftermarket 8-tracks, but nonetheless, when the guys want to go out cruising and they want to keep things original, they need 8-tracks, they need cassettes.
So
You know, some of the older cars even had optional record players
In
that
the trunks,
sat on
I
the
know.
hump between the seats in the front. And I mean, you'd be playing 45s driving around in your car.
So like this is Best of BTO. That's Bachmann Turk Overdrive, right? So these kids that don't know predate cassettes
Yep.
and actually predate records. Maybe no, it doesn't predate records. This is the first cassette, in a way. It's the 8-track, but this is what we used to use in the cars back
There's
then.
a lot of people that think one of the best quality recording is on 8-tracks.
They don't make them anymore, so you can't like get new ones on 8-tracks. Well, you probably can if you special order. Somehow, somebody probably does it.
There's probably a lot of old
But
ones.
there's all sorts. Like here's Linda Ronstadt. A lot of 70s, a lot of 60s, because that's when they were. You can find some going into the early 80s, but that's about it before cassettes got a hold of.
We sell a lot more cassettes than we do 8-track.
We only sell 8-tracks during car season. As they're putting their cars together, that's when they look for 8-tracks, right?
Cassettes, on the other hand, we sell year-round. We
Yeah.
sell more during the summer to people that are cruisers or have the vintage cars, but a lot of times it's just kids who got their first car. It's a used car that has a cassette player. And the other thing is, somebody told me just the year before last that both Justin Bieber and Taylor Swift had released their latest albums on cassette.
Yeah.
So cassettes are coming back.
So check these out. Now, aren't these cool? This is the Viper jacket. Now, we've had the Dodge boys and the Dodge girls jackets. We've had the Viper, of course, and then I think we've had a couple Chrysler. So we do get these. These are really cool. It's going to be far too hot to wear these, but these would be cool, like draped across the back seat of your Viper.
Our friend Bobby just has one, a Dodge Girls one. He just folds up and neatly keeps in the trunk in case a lady ever needs a warm jacket.
Say it again.
What
That's
a
hilarious.
player.
I love it.
He's a player.
I love it. So what are these, Steve?
These are test molds that Saturn used to see how different colors of paints would appear on contours of a body. So that's what these are. They're just a blank.
So this
painted to see how the contours are.
This is hilarious. This is Saturn, and they don't make Saturns anymore. So these are actually, you know, this is 3797. It says right on it, mahogany. Saturn. I don't know if it was ever used for a car. It's 25 years old, so therefore that means a Saturn is an antique car, right? Because isn't antique 25 years? So in the world of antiques, every antique there is, with the exception of cars, is 100 years, right?
Yes.
Cars are 25 years. And so 1997, that's almost 25 years. That means a Saturn.
This was 2000.
This one's 2000. Yeah, they stopped Saturns when?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, but this one's 2097. The 97 is now an antique almost. It's crazy. I love it. So, what else do we have here? So we talked about the shirt. Oh, the magazines.
Oh,
like,
I love these.
what do you have?
If you're out on Woodward and some idiot in front of you is driving like a fool, sometimes you just want to have one of these. The classic whatever driver must know, so you can show the idiot how he's supposed to drive. But these, it was the same catchphrase on all the different ones throughout the 70s, 80s, 60s, what every driver must know, what every driver must know, what every driver must know 1980, what every driver must know, that's got to be 60s.
They can't see what you're doing. You have to hold it
Oh,
up.
sorry. What every driver must know, what every driver must know.
Isn't that cool?
These are all the driver's training books from over the decades. But you want to piss somebody off and indicate that they're driving like an idiot or don't know how to drive, throw one of these in their car as you're walking by.
But don't do that.
Just don't tell them you got to hear.
Okay, so Mom, you had a Malibu. Check it out.
Oh,
A
yeah.
1979 Malibu. We have the flyer, the sale flyer from the Chevrolet Malibu. The 1979, it shows you, I don't know if this is the one you had or not, but it shows you, we have them for a ton of things. Corvettes, Malibus, trucks, you name it, Ford. But look at this. Isn't that fantastic? Well, one of your Malibus might be in here, Mom. But it shows you everything. And it's from the time period. So having these just laid out is always a good thing as well. Like I said, that's the Malibu. Here's the new size Malibu. The new size Malibu. And then here we have the 1976 Vega. The 1976 Vega. That's cool, isn't it, Steve? Look, and it shows the engine and everything. So stuff like this, having with your car, or things you will see, look at the Corvette magazines, the different Corvette news. They made a magazine on Corvette news. Isn't that hilarious? I love it. 1981. We have all sorts. The 78 Chevy, look at those trucks.
We've got stacks and
Stacks
stacks.
and
Some
stacks.
of these we've got 20, 30 of each.
Crazy.
But they're all mostly 1970s Chrysler and GM products.
Yeah.
We've got probably 400 or 500 of those
Yeah.
online and in the store. Another big one is the Vanity Plates for the license plate. Here in Michigan, we are a one-plate state. You only have to have one plate in your car. So a lot of people opt to have a vanity plate, a sports plate, something Masonic or fraternal.
Mid-70s. My mom's was mid-70s.
But then you got the actually old plates. And what a lot of people don't realize with the old plates is, in Michigan, you can actually take an old plate to the Secretary of State and have it registered for your antique or vintage
You
car.
have to have both of them though, right?
No, you don't have to. But most of the guys who are buying sets of plates to have one registered with the state won't buy a single. They'll only buy them in pairs because they don't want to get down to Secretary of State and find out that someone else already has the other one and has registered it with the state. So you only need one, but the guys will only buy them in pairs because they don't want to take a chance on it already being in use somewhere else.
So, as you see, I'm wearing a Ford, which one is this, Jefferson Assembly?
Jefferson Assembly.
The Jefferson Assembly hat, because, you know, all of our cars are made here. So, Steve picked up this poster. This is not the sticker for it, so we just stuck it in here.
That's
so it
actually
wouldn't...
a photograph someone had made of their car.
Oh, this is actually a
That's a
photograph
giant
that they grew up, that they blew up, I mean?
Yeah.
What kind of car is this?
I think it's a GTO.
GTO. It's a GTO. Isn't that cool? Can you see it from the glare? So this is somebody's actual photo that they had blown up. It's hilarious. I love it.
Did you do that?
No.
And this gets back to the t-shirts and all those caricature type drawings of cars that Rat Fink did. There's a lot of them that did them back in the day, but these are all 1969-70 iron-ons for t-shirts. But these are Firebird, Camaro, Honda, motorcycles, all different ones. And basically they would make these in just about any type of car you can imagine. And that's what the guys wore on the fronts of their shirts, and the kids that wanted that car when they grew up. This is a pretty cool one. This is the Giant Killer VW. Now we have these out on the floor. They're kind of
We have ones in the
brittle,
back.
but we have them in the back that have not
yeah.
been gone through.
And these are the old style. So these are not like today's transfers. These are old styles where you have to do it the old way, where you have to use the towel and the iron to do it. So as you can see, here, this is better you can see. But it's pretty cool, huh? All different kinds.
BMW motorcycle.
Hi, Maria.
All different.
And, hi, Trish. Thanks for joining us. Look at this. It is a 1992 Chevy Makes Good Things Happen. It's another brochure that they would hand out. It's so hilarious because there's like 50 brochures per car. Apparently we had many trees back then.
And then a lot of the guys want the little aftermarket accessories. Like this is a Ford factory all-purpose traveling light, and never been used. And it's a little trouble light with a hook and a battery charger that you could actually hang underneath the hood while you were stuck on the side of the road trying to figure out what was wrong with your car.
Steve, would this be in a car? Just drive stop?
I'm not sure. And then, of course, everybody was handing stuff out, trying to promote their dealerships or their brands. Here's a little jar would have probably had nuts or jelly beans or something in it. Here's a Detroit gear and axle plant Chevrolet Hers Cup.
And then we have like, this is for a boat. It's for a boat. And then what else do we have here? That we have parts. See, this is where I get into where I don't know. I know this is a horn.
Well, we have a lot of like the side-mounted searchlights.
This is when I said it would be
spotlights,
hilarious because I don't know enough.
and things like this that would actually be an accessory that would be added to the vehicle that wasn't factory.
Do we not have a fuel thing anymore? For the, oh look,
Oh,
here's a cool piece. A BMW. What is this for?
the vanity plate.
BMW Vanity Plate. Isn't that cool? It's heavy. It's a good one.
Sometimes people would put
Premium Slim Style. Mirrored finish. It was new. When do you think this is from?
probably 90s or 2000s.
It's a .com, so it's a 2000s, but it's cool, isn't it? I like this. I think that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to turn you guys, so watch. Steve wants to show you something. I'm going to take you over this way.
This is something
Move
that
over.
seems to have taken off in the 90s
ahead,
and
you can see.
2000s. But the guys with the man caves and people looking for Father's Day gifts and birthday gifts for the guys that were car guys and with the man caves, they started making Snap-on makes, and there's a few companies that make them. But these are all miniatures of large tools or pieces of equipment that guys would have in their garages to work on the vehicles. The hydraulic jacks and stands, the cherry picker, the Z-lift here, just all kinds of different. This is a kind of unit for checking the vehicle out, electronics, diagnostics. And these are just kind of desk art. They're things that the guys will put on their desks in a machine shop, in a garage, or, you know, in their man cave.
Dealer. That's not for cars. No. I'm going to move you guys back over here because I got a couple of things to show you. Hello. So, we have a whole bunch of these. And they're going to be hard for you to see, but they're pretty cool. They're slides, and they're slides of all different cars. But look at this. This one. Do you know what that is?
I think it's a Buick.
Okay, so then we have old pictures like this.
These are basically just advertising shots.
Advertising shots. Here is he's drawing and writing it out. Aren't these cool? But these are the ones. Look at this Chrysler. Isn't this Chrysler cool? The Chrysler one with the Chrysler sign.
Can you see it?
I don't know if you can see them. The cars. We have a whole bunch of these slides.
These are all Mercedes and BMW and Porsche advertising slides. I don't know if they would have been used in some kind of a showing and promoting the vehicle, or whether it would have been something used for TV or other ways.
So here we have a 1971 tabletop version of the of our.
That's a Rensen.
No, I know of the Renaissance Center, the Rensen.
It's the artist rendering.
And the artist rendering, but it's the actual tabletop model.
That was a photo that would have appeared in the news or Free Press.
Yeah, this is probably the Free Press. But it's them talking about the creation of it. Isn't that cool? I love it. So with the Woodward Cruise coming up next weekend, we thought doing a car thing, talking about cars and classic cars and the things you might want to look for, the things you might see while you're down on Woodward. What?
Flashlight.
While you're down on Woodward. So that we have an idea of what you're looking for. Also, if you are in the area, come Friday night, 5 o'clock, I have the honor of doing the ribbon cutting for the beginning, the start of the opening of the I get to cut the ribbon for the opening ceremony of the Woodward Cruise. I get to speak on behalf of Matt, of course, but I'm excited about it, so I thought it would be a good idea.
And oddly enough, Mad and the Dream Cruise have never done anything together to promote either.
So this will be the first year, and we get to go up and talk about it and talk about being responsible while you're having a lot of fun with the classic cars, and go out, have fun. But on Saturday, make sure you come here, pick up some stuff, and then go there, or go there and then come here, because we are open on Saturday.
Yes, we are.
Yep, and so thank you so much for coming and being a part of it tonight. And I wish I had more to show you, but come on in. We do have a lot to show you, to be honest, but come on in, take a look. There's all sorts of stuff here that you could take and enjoy your afternoon with over there. So I will be on the stage in Ferndale by, I think it's Mustang Row, is over there on 9 Mile, between 5 and 5:30, so come and see me. And then come here on Saturday, pick up your stuff, and then head down to the Woodward Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
So,
sounds like a plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's supposed to be a beautiful weekend.
It is. So thank you so much for watching, and you got to see Steve. And
don't get used to it.
Don't get used to it. So follow us, jump over. This will be on YouTube and IGTV tomorrow morning, and hopefully I will see you Friday night at the Woodward Cruise grand opening. Otherwise, I will see you next time you're in the store. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you guys soon.
Have a great night, you guys.